Shelf of Shame, August 2021.
We have a related Instagram post, so we're just going to dive right in.
Spirit Island Branch and Claw expansion. Now, my reasoning is we haven't opened this is just because we've played a lot of Spirit Island, but I still don't know if we need to jump into the expansion yet. What are your thoughts?
The same thing. So we don't do open expansions until we feel we want to add more variety. And right now, we still have ample variety in that base box.
We've had this for like over a year, I would say. And there are some cool components, and there's extra cards, and it makes the game more complex, but we have a hard enough time winning as it is. Okay. Next up, the Cloudspire expansions. We ordered the Kickstarter for the update kit to take Cloudspire 1 to Cloudspire version 2. We have not opened these. I'd say we're roughly 4 months into these. Why haven't we opened?
Because we have not made our way all the way through the original Cloudspire. There's just so much gameplay in that box, but we are very excited to get to these once we make it through.
I also find with Cloudspire, when we play it, it owns the table for like a week, multiple weeks. So I think we'll say this a couple times in this video, but once we dive into certain games, we stay there. So
yes.
As of now, we're just not really willing to commit, especially as we film this in August. It's still nice to go outside here in Canada. Okay, Imperial Struggle. I'll handle this one. Lisa got this for me as a gift. I've been wanting this game for a while, but I held off because I was like, I heard there was a bunch of errata. So we didn't open it, and we waited for the update kit, which we have. And we've had this probably for a month or two, and I think we're ready to dive in. But this is another case where I find with these kind of games and these kind of systems, it takes you a few games to get the rules down. And then if this is anything like Twilight Struggle or similar games, it takes you longer to actually get good at the game. So this is another one I think that will just occupy the table for a while.
Yes, you want to definitely get to know the codes in order to actually be able to build some kind of strategy.
And I think you find these kind of games dry, would you say?
They are the perfect winter weekend game. At least Canadian winter.
Do I go on my side here?
Sure.
Okay, we still have more. Blackout Hong Kong. We got this on sale for $20, but I hear it's a great game. I'm not 100% sure why we haven't dove into this one.
I think we've just been getting a lot of interesting games, and it's always that next game, and then something else manages to make its way in front.
Yeah, no, this is like the second version, so I think they updated the board. But I'm looking forward to this one. Praga. Wow, this is a heavy box. Whew. We've had this one for a few months as well, probably 2-3 months. This is another one. I'm not really sure why we haven't gotten into this, because it looks awesome, and it's like our kind of game.
I can say the only reason is because I've been spending more time outside, and with all the components in this box, it's not quite a game that I want to take and play on our outdoor game table. It's more of an indoor game in my eyes, because I don't want to damage it.
Really? That's why you want to play it with the... I just felt like you didn't want to learn it.
Well, in the summer, a heavy game.
Okay, you've got the last two.
All right. Now,
maybe this is
on Mars. Now, this is one that I do want to crack into. I love all the Vita Lacerdas we have played, and I'm very excited to get this one opened and going. All we hear are positive things about it, but this one I will admit, it's a rural standpoint. Why I haven't dove in is because there's going to be a learning curve, and in the summer, I lean a little more towards medium weight games, or just games I already know. Heavyweights are great if I know them.
See, I'm a little different. I'm less summer agnostic, as Lisa is. I find with other Lacerdas that they get better like 8, 9, 10 plays in. So I feel like at the Gallerist, I don't know what we're at. I think we're like 8, 9, 10 plays, whatever. We're at the Gallerist now because we've already played Vinos a number of times. We're in the Gallerist. I almost want to kind of get through that a few more times before I go into this. And I've also, at least from what BGG tells me, this one has more exceptional rules, like do this and then do that. So that's been one of the reasons I've held off.
All right, and
because I'm usually the one that learns.
Yes, I will admit Matthias is normally the one who learns the game. I watch the video and then have Matthias teach me.
Yes.
Our last one is Brass Birmingham. And again, similar idea to On Mars and Praga. Just a little bit of a heavier game, and I haven't gone there. and Matthias is not going to break that lovely shrink until I am ready to say I am willing to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's one thing that we do with our Shelf of Shame is I very rarely will like crack the shrink and then not get it to the table within the next like day or 3-5 days. So I know some people, once they get the game, they'll crack it right away. They'll open up the book, they'll punch everything, but then they'll wait a while to get to it. I think we like to just... It almost keeps in our mind what we do need to play.
It's also that new shiny thing on your shelf. Mm-hmm. I love having a bit of a Shelf of Shame so that when we do want to try something new and we have a full day, it's like Christmas all over again. Even though you already have the game, it's breaking into it, punching those boards, and starting out a new game.
There you go. Okay, so this is why we haven't opened these. I think we'll do another one of these like before the end of the year, and we'll see how many of these are still on that list.
Absolutely. So for now, this is August Shelf of Shame.